Okay. Whew. All right. Now, where's our music? Okay. It's a wig. A wig, remember? Look at the title of the stream. All right. Hey, Femvox, how's it going? Everybody, come on in. I gotta put my chat somewhere I can see it. Okay, does this work? Does this work? Does this work? Good. Procrastination? You don't even understand. This is not normal, what I'm doing this time around. It's not normal for several reasons, but the different directions that I have to keep bouncing around in my head, that's what's extra crazy. But it's simultaneously fun too. All right. Hi, Saipet. How's it going? So today is a very special day, right? Class, all four of you? Actually, it's special for two reasons. An old friend has returned. Sloth from last semester has returned, even though they graduated. They have been continuing with the class, and based on email questions, They might even be the best student in the class if they were here. I mean, it's quite laudable. So welcome back, Sloth. Good to see you. Hope everything's going all right with you. All right. But it's special for another reason, because we're about to achieve the main theorem of the semester, which is the Galois correspondence. We have all the tools now. It should be very simple at this point to gain that particular gemstone in mathematics. The reason why Galois theory is beloved, is close to mathematicians' hearts, is because it's such a perfect piece of math. Everything locks in so perfectly, and I think you've started to see that, and it explains some of the most down-to-earth impossibility type statements that we'll start to see after we have this main tool. Okay, so remember that this at the end of the day, at the very end of the day, there are 3 sentences in Galois theory. And we're in sentence number 2 here. To each field extension, we attach in a very systematic way a group, the Galois group. And what we're understanding is this clause, this phrase, very systematic. That's what we're about to pin down now, once and for all. Okay. So, let me draw up the statement of the fundamental theorem first. Then we'll collect some facts that I just want to put in front of your face once, and so that when we read it, when we use them repeatedly, they're not surprises. And then we'll talk about the proof. I'll do most of the proof. I don't know if I'll have time for all of it, but read the chapter for the rest of it. I mean, the proof is simple at this point. It's just putting pieces together. There's no cleverness involved anymore. All right? It's all been boiled away. All right. So the statement, I have written it in a separate slide so that we can always bring it back. All right, here's the setup. Ready? Suppose you have a finite normal extension. Pay attention to the adjectives, right? Adjective matter. And we're talking about subfields of C because what's needed at one small place, which happened last class, is we need separability. To say that an irreducible polynomial of degree k has k separate roots. That's part of the counting argument that's needed. So we've just been calling, it's all been automatic for subfields of C, or characteristic zero fields. All right, hey Vixen. That's the type of field extension that the Galois correspondence is about. Then you have this set of the set F, fancy F, for fields. Fields that are intermediate to K and L, between, sandwiched. On the one side you have fields, the anatomy of the field extension, remember that? And then you have on the other side the group, the groups, subgroups of the Galois group. All right, you've got two things on two separate sides, and the correspondence just matches them. All right, so here's what's gonna happen. You have two arrows. One arrow goes from fields to groups by taking fixing group, and the book is calling it upper star. Okay, so I've written out, if you have a intermediate field M, which is, M is always going to mean an intermediate field. then it's the set of elements in the Galois group that restrict to the identity on M. Not just preserving M as a set, restrict to the identity, fixing, element-wise. Okay? And the other arrow is dagger. It's called take fixed field. If you have a subgroup H dagger is a set of elements that are fixed by everything in H. Those are the two arrows. Okay? And so here are the here's the Galois correspondence that we'll take as the main theorem. Ready? Number 1. The size of the Galois group is the size of the field extension. Those match. Okay, we already know that one from last class. Anyway, star and dagger are inverses, and they're bijections, which are order reversing. They're inverses to each other, so therefore they're bijections, and they're order reversing. So if one field is contained in another field, then the groups are the other way around. The order reversing is obvious from definitions. But the fact that we've got bijections, that's the important part. Okay. It's a perfect matching. Number 3. We've got an intermediate field M. The degree of the large field down to the intermediate field is the size of the fixed group. Fixing group. This is a group size, and this is a field degree. Okay. And so therefore, if you look at, so think about this, L, M, K. So the first part was about this extension. And so, now focus on the second part, this extension. Oh, this is so the order of the other extension is the index, group index. Yeah? The size of the big group divided by the size of the small group. That's an integer by Lagrange's theorem. Okay? Last semester starts coming up. All right. If an intermediate field extension is a normal extension. Notice which one they're talking about. This one. This is a normal extension. If and only if the corresponding group is a normal subgroup. Ah. Good thing we called the other thing normal field extension. What a coincidence. It lines up perfectly. Wow, what a coincidence. That was fortuitous. Wow. Okay. Next. If you have a normal extension that's intermediate, and it's talking about the bottom one always, because in fact the top one is always automatically normal. All right? If the bottom M over K is normal, then its Galois group, we can say exactly what it is. It's the quotient group of the big Galois group by the corresponding normal fixing group. It's normal by the previous. So the quotient group exists. And that quotient group is the smaller extensions Galois group. All right? Very systematic. All right, so this is the clause very systematic in the sentence. Okay. So now I will move to number 2 and just collect some thoughts that we've already seen in the class. All right. Okay, so let's recall some things. Okay, which order should I do it? Okay, which order should we? Okay, here, let's do it like this. Some facts. Okay. 1. If L over K is normal, then okay, no. Let me write down the normality trifecta triangle. Ready? Okay. A field extension is normal, finite and normal. Finite. Only things we're working with are finite extensions. I'm not going to mention it anymore. If and only if is a splitting field. That was ancient news. But it's also if and only if every K homomorphism out of M is actually a K automorphism, meaning an element in Galois M over K. This is the normality trifecta. Every K homomorphism of M into the complex numbers, say, or into the normal closure of M, necessarily, is actually just a scrambling of M within itself. Normality is expressed that way as well. Okay? So that's the normality trifecta. We also learned that the number of K homomorphisms out of a field is just equal to the degree of the field extension. That required separability. Combining these, we get the following. If and we're in the context of subfields of C, so that separability little piece of the argument holds. I'm not writing that, but remember that. Then the size of the Galois group has to equal degree of the extension. Because this part, plug this part into here, and you get this. So in fact, point 1 in the Galois correspondence is already in our hands. L over K is a finite normal extension. Automatically separability clause works. And so we already have this. Okay? All right. Next, I want to remind you, how big is a fixed field? This is even earlier, using Dedekind's linear independence of homomorphisms argument. How big is a fixed field? So this was how big is, before is how big is a Galois group? How big is a fixed field? So suppose, I'm just going to write this like this. It's as big as the group which is acting, that you've decided to focus on. The group of field homomorphisms, field automorphisms. All right? So that we had that as well. That was actually super general. Okay? We also know this information. All right, from this actually, part 2 will follow by counting. So suppose you have M, an intermediate extension. Between K and L. All right? Now you let H be the fixed field, fixing group. And now what you do is you ask yourself, what is okay, let's just, how big is okay, it is size of H. Okay, that's my second fact. Okay, now, on the other hand, how big is L over M? Well, first notice, this is a normal extension. Okay, this is a normal extension. And so, this thing hey, what's going on? And so the size of that extension is the size of the Galois group of L over M. Okay? Wait, what happened? Oh, yeah, it's a wig. Okay. Okay, so wait, I got lost. All I gotta do is count something in 2 different ways. Hold on. How big is this? This is the size of H. On the other hand, how big is this? This is automatically normal, so this is this. What am I doing wrong? I'm just losing focus. You just have to count something in two ways. How big is this? This is H. And how big is this? This is oh, yeah, sorry. It's the Galois group of L over M. I am very bad at math. Okay. It's the Galois group of L over M. Let me write down the definition of the Galois group of L over M. Oh, this is the size. Okay. What is the Galois group? It is the set of automorphisms of L which fix M. And that's this, H. Good. I'm a moron. And so, i.e., L over M is also H, the size of H. Both are the size of H. However, there's an obvious inclusion. M is contained inside of that field. Yet their indexes, or the distance from L, are the same. Good. So by the Tower law, the difference, this degree is 1. Okay? So that's one composition being, this is actually the argument for one of the compositions being the identity. All right? And the other one is similar, so I'll skip it. All right, so this is one composition. It's like this. M equals M star dagger. And then you can try the other one. I'll just move on to the other one. Okay, so try other one. All we'll need are these sorts of prior facts. Counting arguments. All right? Great. Okay, good. So now, that's number 2, or half of number 2. The other half is similar, so try it. Okay. Now number 3. The index, L over M, is this. Oh, actually, we just saw number 3 in the act of proving number 2. This is H. We just saw this one. Okay? We just witnessed this one. How far is an intermediate field from the large field? It's how big is the fixing group? And therefore, by Tower law on the field side and group theory on the group side, you get this. Yeah, so by accident, we got number 3 for free. We've already seen it. All right, let's take a look at number 4. Number 4 might be more fun. Okay, let's look at number 4. Now, number 4 what did I want to say about it? Yeah, where do you focus when you see a statement like number 4? When you see something like number 4, which I'll let you read and absorb real fast. What you look at, or what you hope to start to see, or what you try to look for, is this part of the trifecta of normality. Okay? All right. Let's try number 3. What does it say? M over K is normal if and only if the corresponding group is a normal subgroup. All right. Let me try one. Let me just choose one direction real fast. All right, let's try this one. Why not? Suppose M over K is normal. Now I'm going to show that this group is a normal subgroup. Must show. This is the group of automorphisms of L that pointwise fix M. All right, so pick tau in this group. And let sigma be arbitrary. And now consider the conjugation. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. Sigma is an automorphism of L which fixes K. You can then restrict your attention to what sigma does to any intermediate field. You get to do that. You'll get a homomorphism from that intermediate field into L, which is also in C. Okay? So what we know the following, that sigma, when restricted to M, is a K homomorphism from M into C or L. Doesn't matter. It's some K homomorphism. But M over K is normal. And so it's actually an automorphism of M. In other words, an element in the large Galois group has to restrict to an element in the small m over k Galois group if m over k is normal. That is something we get with m over k being normal. And now you consider this element and you see what it does to m. This question isn't even born yet unless you do this stuff. That allows you to ask this question. Well, it's clear what it does. Tau restricts to the identity. But now you're composing something with its inverse. In other words, this element is back in m star again. Normality of a group. Got it? All right, remember tau was in here. Okay, ready? Other way. Other way. Suppose the fixing group was a normal subgroup. Okay. Let's see if I can do this. Suppose it's a normal subgroup. Want to show that m over k is normal. I will use the most interesting, maybe, arguably the most useful part of the normality trifecta. Once again. So, pick a homomorphism from M into C. Of course, it must land in any normal field that contains M. It must land in the normal closure automatically. But L over K is assumed normal, so it contains the normal closure. And so you can just put the codomain as L. Any K homomorphism will factor through L anyway. Okay, so pick any K homomorphism from M back into C somehow. However you'd like. Okay. By extension lemma, this is the restriction of some automorphism of L. I don't know if I should call it sigma. I'm just calling it something. You start earlier? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Daylight savings. Arbitrary. Daylight savings. Oops. Okay, this tau is the restriction of some element sigma. Okay, I don't know if I should call it sigma, but let's do this. Let's do this. Let's just separate notation. Okay. Okay, so what am I supposed to do? Oh, perfect time? Okay. All right, let's see. Pick any K homomorphism. By extension, this is a restriction of something here. Now I just got to play with these and normality. So how do I do this? Some element in here. Suppose, okay. Let's okay. Okay, I think I know what I have to do. All right. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do now. Okay, this is a bit gnarly. I thought I could avoid this, but I don't think I can. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. We want to show that tau of M is M, right? Because then we verify this property. Good. Correct? Good. So our goal is to show that these two fields are the same field. Okay, let's do that. Okay. We must argue these. Okay, but here is a general fact. General fact. So tau has been extended to some automorphism sigma of the large field L, right? Here's a general claim. If you look at this fixed field, this fixed group for this field, the fixed group of this field, and you look at the fixed field, the fixed group of this field, they're not equal, but they are conjugate subgroups. And they're conjugate by this way. Did I get this? Wait, did I get this? Yes. I think I got this right. They're conjugate like this. Okay? These two things are the same subgroup. These are subgroups. So, by the way, this tau and the sigma are silly, all right? You could just replace the tau with sigma. Right? Sigma is a automorphism of the large field, and tau is just its restriction, thinking of what its effect is on the intermediate field, right? That's so you can make this a general claim. Okay. Did I get the Did I get the conjugation right? Yeah, this is a conjugation. Okay. So you should try to prove this on your own. Like left side included in right side included in left side. It's actually a very convenient thing to know. So yeah, try this. Try this. It's in the book. It's a lemma, I think. Okay. So yeah, there's a relationship between these two fixed groups. They're just conjugate. Good. It's a lot like orbit stabilizer, in fact, right? In fact, it's basically the same thing as orbit stabilizer. Remember in orbit stabilizer, if a group acted, say, if you take two different elements in an orbit of a group action, how are their stabilizers related? They are conjugate to each other. By any element of the group that takes the first point to the second. That's all this is saying, but in the context of group acting on a field. All right, this is a general claim. But now, the claim follows. We get in other words, sigma of M and M have the same fixed group. And so by the part 2 of the correspondence, the fields are the same. Which is, by the way, just tau of M. Right? In other words, the effect of tau on M is back inside M again. It's a just verification of the third most important characterization of normality. Awesome. So this is that normal subgroups correspond to normal field extensions. Notice which part is being emphasized. It's from the bottom up. That one is normal. L to M is automatically normal. It's a splitting field. Still. All right? And now this part. This part is actually already embedded in the last piece, which was so yeah, this part is easy. There's a map. So for this part, last part. So we have this restriction map. This is available only because M over K is normal. You have a restriction homomorphism. You take an element in the Galois group of the big field, you restrict it to an arbitrary subfield, that subfield will get sent somewhere else, like the Q adjoin alpha, Q adjoins cube root of 2 situation. that field gets tossed around like crazy under the action of the Galois group. But if you were focusing on a normal intermediate subfield, then it will just keep getting scrambled within itself. And so you get this restriction homomorphism from the Galois group of the large to the Galois group of the intermediate. Only then can you write this homomorphism down. This thing is surjective. This is extension lemma. And the kernel is by definition is this subgroup. And so we get by the third isomorphism theorem from group theory, the restriction map descends to an isomorphism on the quotient. And so this is the final piece of the Galois correspondence. All right. So great. From now on, we have these pieces. We have this correspondence in our hands, and we will then investigate particular applications and consequences moving forward. All right. We're going to see how the knowledge of this Galois correspondence can guide us when trying to understand field extensions. And why do we care about field extensions? Because that's the story of numbers. That's a story as old as time. All right? Great. Oh, sorry, Kappa. I'm very sorry. Daylight savings time shift. All right. Oh, I should say something, class. Why have we only looked at the most simple of examples? Oh, Q adjoin Q root of 2, and then all the rest of the roots. You want a normal closure and a Galois group S3 for that one. I showed you one with Galois group A3 last time, or time before, whatever. You know, adjoin a square root here and a square root here and a square root here. You get some Z mod 2 cross Z mod 2 cross Z mod 2 type thing. Okay. Why don't you just put a random polynomial on the board, take its splitting field, and do that Galois group, Professor? It's actually very hard. There are some tricks though. We will learn some tricks. But it's actually kind of hard. All right? So if someone asks you to find the Galois group of some extension, it's because there's something that makes the calculation easy. All right? Just a tip. I will do some examples Friday, because I think I've assigned you problems, which are find this Galois group of this extension. All right. Because simple examples are simple-minded. Yeah. No, the examples illustrate... the examples we have are enough to test the necessity of hypotheses. So that's good news. But we're still weak on examples. And there's a whole class of examples where we understand the Galois group and the field anatomy perfectly. And those are called the cyclotomic extensions. They're very, very important. But I won't be able to explain completely why they're important. But I'll be able to state it. You'll understand the statement eventually of their importance, but not the proof. All right. I don't know how they come up with the names, but cyclotomic, kind of like a cyclic, like a cycle, circle-y math. Regular polygon, cyclet can be like shifted like this, like a laundry machine. Probably from a laundry machine, like the dial. Those laundry machine, like you want permanent press or like a cycle, you know, laundry cycle. That's probably how it came up. Cyclotomic. They're probably doing laundry when they were thinking about those extensions. I mean, that's my take on it. It's named after a cyclist named Tommy. That's actually, yeah, that's another theory. There's actually two schools of thought here, and Hang's mate is telling you the other one. That's good, yeah. And Kappa's giving us a diagram that helps. It's good to have pictures in math classes. Yeah, we're sort of short on pictures too here. Yeah, no, Hang's mate, you made it to the top here. All right, now you can run. And we know you wanted to leave anyway. You probably want to go watch how Hikaru is doing or whatever in the tournament. So go ahead and you can leave. Go ahead. Crow is here with insightful comments as usual. Kappa, good to see you. Man, I haven't seen you in a while. All right. And Femvox, I see you. Hope you're having a good day. All my students, obviously read chapter 12. But I've hit the main points, so that's good. Band is here. Okay. Okay, there we go. Carrot Cat. VIP. Old students. Things are going well. Man, this Kummer surface is really, really depressing. Come on, let's do a better color. Look at this one. I just did some random. Let's see. I've seen better. I've seen better Kummer surfaces in my life. All right. Okay, you're gonna go boring? That's boring. All right, let's see. Vixen was here. I remember seeing Vixen. All right. Did I get everyone? I think I got everyone. Fand. No, Fand. Fand is a... world class. Pablo? Wait, I wonder who's better, Fand or... Wait, what's... Kappa. I don't know. Arbitrary was here, late. Oh, that's a good one. That's a nice one. That's a nice Kummer surface. Did you guys know BMP1's... That's right. That's right, Fan. That happened. That happened. Yeah, yeah. It's not like all these people weren't here when I revealed that. But yeah. That totally happened. Okay. Is there someone we want to raid? Hey, they're always coming here. Why don't we sneak in? Why don't we go to Charnesky real fast before Charnesky comes here? Yeah. We're gonna preemptively raid Charnesky. Ready? Go now. We gotta go. Come on, let's go. Ready? Come on, all of us. Just before he raids us. We gotta give back.